my name's Sarah Evans and I go to Rill High School.
Lovely, Sarah. Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
It's amazing what can change in a short period of time. When I began my education at Rill High School 5 years ago, I was a very scared 11-year-old girl. I'd only heard bad things about the school where I was going to grow up, and I won't lie and say that things changed in my first year because they didn't. In fact, for the first 2 years of my time in Rill High School, I was quite an unhappy person in what I now know to have been quite an unhappy school, with no direction for itself or its pupils. It's actually quite degrading to be a teenager and be judged on where you go to school. For people to see the logo on your jumper and give you that disapproving look as if to say, oh look, another teenage delinquent. And why? Because some pupils did cause trouble, some did get kicked out of school, some didn't pass any exams, and some haven't been able to make a decent life for themselves. But that doesn't mean we're all the same. It's a funny thought that, isn't it? Imagine if we were all the same. I hear the phrase everybody's different so often when people are talking about image or hobbies or even football teams, but I don't think anybody realises that this phrase also applies to education. Not everybody is suited to a classroom environment. Not everybody wants to sit in a room all day staring at a whiteboard and listening to people talking about a subject that, in all honesty, they couldn't care less about. It's not that they don't want to learn. It's not that they don't want to create a life for themselves. It's that they aren't being given the right opportunities for them. And hey, we're only teenagers. In fact, we're probably the moodiest, most miserable people on the planet. And if you try and restrict us or tell us how we should be living our own lives, well, chances are we're not going to like it. Classrooms do work for many people. Others either sit and get on with it because they think trying to speak out about it is wasted breath. These are the pupils that will struggle for years while in school. Some just won't come into school. A lot of them remain and will be the ones that kick off and cause trouble in school, simply because a standard form of education doesn't work for them. If they don't feel like they're getting what they need, if they feel neglected, whether they want to admit it or not, they will be disrespectful and cause havoc. These are the pupils who often end up being suspended, permanently excluded, or just don't do well in their exams, and can be regarded as bad people or a waste of space. Imagine if that was one of your children, considered to be some sort of loser because they can't learn through books or speech. Whether you're struggling in silence, finding it hard to learn due to classroom disruption, or you're the one disrupting the class because you want someone to notice that you're struggling, we all deserve to be listened to and to be given a chance to learn in a way that's right for us, and that is what's so fantastic about the change in Rill High School. Over the past couple of years, the pupils at my school have been offered the chance to use the strengths they have to gain qualifications from several different programmes that are suited to them as a part of their regular school week. And one significant change from this is the number of exclusions. In 2008, we'd had 279 incidents of exclusion in the year, 500 days lost, whereas last year only 30 incidents and 102 days lost. Of course, many pupils are quite happy to be in school and in a classroom all the time, but there are many different options for those who aren't. Some pupils choose to take a Level 2 vocational college course at Llantrwyllo College instead of 2 of their GCSE options, in mechanics, construction, hospitality and catering, or salon services. Some will go on a work placement as part of this, getting experience in the working world of something that interests them weekly. Pupils that are gifted with football have the opportunity to spend 1 day a week at Rill Football Ground with the Strikers as part of the Potential programme, doing theory classes to learn about the human body and other things related to sport, spending an hour or so playing football and improving their skills, which gains them a Level 2 BTEC certificate in sport. Also with Potential, when choosing your options in Year 9, you can apply for a place on a 1 day a week course at Kimmel Camp, working with the Army, working on the physical ability and discipline needed within the Army, which many of the pupils on the course have now decided is the path that they want to take. And that's all that's important, each young person being able to find the way to the right future for them. Rill High School has come on in leaps and bounds due to these changes, mostly and most importantly because pupils are happier in school. And when pupils are happy, they will come into school, something which shows in our attendance figures, which were 85% in 2008 and had risen to 93% last year. It was in 2008 that our school entered special measures, and 5 years later, we've gone from being in the bottom quartile of all schools in Wales to the first quartile. Change. Rill High School has changed dramatically for the better, and change will only come from opportunity, which I'm glad to say is what my wonderful school is all about, building the right pathways for each individual pupil. Our exam results and other achievements are growing, and we don't plan on stopping. Everyone deserves a chance in life, a chance to change or a chance to grow. You just have to nurture their strengths. Suddenly we're a happy school with pupils that are really going places, and we're so lucky to have these opportunities for 14 to 19-year-olds because that is a part of what has made us the school we are today, the school that everyone needs to know that we are. Like I said, when I joined Rill High School 5 years ago, I was a scared and unhappy young girl. I'm leaving this year a truly happy, determined 16-year-old who will forever be proud to say that I'm a Rill High School girl.